Relationship for Dumbasses by our friend account on AO3. Episode 11. Chapter 5. In Between. Midoriya is lucky that Bakugou has no quorums beating up girls behind the back of the buildings. He grips their arms when they reach for Midoriya, pulls them close, straps and rubs his hand all over their faces, smudging their makeup because he knows how long that shit takes in the morning. "Why the fuck didn't you text me, Deku?" he demands when the girls run off crying. Fucking text me next time you're getting your ass kicked by some bitches, got it? Midoriya nods. Good. Now one last thing. He reaches into the purses of the girls that they dropped, pulling out eyeliner, pens, and gruntedly approves. Let's go. Bakugou says, one hand full of his spoils and the other on Midoriya's arm, and pulls them out into the open. 7:39. Todoroki. How's Midoriya? Bakugou. Fine. Leave me alone. Todoroki. Bakugou. Why are you like this? I don't know how to feel when you're like this. Bakugou. God damn it. I said I'll take care of him, and I am. So cool it. Todoroki. Okay. Are you sure? Bakugou. Yes. Do you think I can't take care for a fucking brat? Todoroki. You guys are the same age. Bakugou. Oh my fucking god. I can't even. 10:01. Todoroki. Thanks. Todoroki has taken a Skype call with Midoriya. The good news is that Midoriya always picks up. The bad news is that Bakugou is almost always there too. How are you, Todoroki? Great to see you again. Midoriya greets, and Todoroki swears this was one of the greeting Relationship for Dummies had outlined in the good impression section. Figures Midoriya would use one of the greetings without even reading the book. He's that nice and sweet of a person. Yeah, he responds. Relationship for Dummies tells him to ask Midoriya about his day too. Todoroki and Deku don't talk at all. Okay, so they do talk, but it's mostly a bunch of scripted niceties and book analysis, and it makes him want to hurl. Bakugou's technically supposed to be studying for Chem's fellowship, but he's just so fucking loud and boring, he can't get not involved. Right now, it just sounds like a bunch of, how are you doing today? No, how are you doing? No, how are you doing? And Bakugou just blinks out for most of the conversation until, how's your mom? She's fine. Having a little trouble walking still, but it's a progress. I think I might be able to come back early. Oh, that's great. When I get back, could you do me a favor? Bakugou straightens a little. Interested. Is it gonna happen? Right here? Right now? It's been so long overdue. Is it really happening? Sure, anything. Will you, Todoroki starts to stumble on his words a bit, but it's a little hard to tell with his poker face. Deku is a patient little shit, as always, and Bakugou, being the great person Todoroki definitely doesn't deserve, decides to help the poor fucker out. He holds up his notebook so that Todoroki could see the words. Suggestions. Go out with me. Be my boyfriend. Marry me. Bakugou's right behind Deku, so Deku doesn't see shit about what's going on when Todoroki tries, as inconspicuously as possible, to squint to read the Sharpie words. Bakugou flips the page. Fuck me. Todoroki? Todoroki? Deku calls worried. You have a scary expression on your face. Did you think of something? Nothing. He says, forcing himself to revert back to his default bitch face, glaring behind Deku's shoulder. Just saw some trash out the corner of my eye. Bakugou flips him the middle finger before hurriedly going back to studying so that Deku wouldn't see anything out of the ordinary when he follows Todoroki's line of sight. Oh, Todoroki, that's just Kachan. Yeah, I know. Bakugou throws his hands up in exasperation. This is what happens. Bakugou tries to be nice, and he gets shit for it. An hour later, Bakugou hears a voice sound on Todoroki's side of the screen. Yeah, he says. Sorry, Midoriya, I gotta go now. We'll talk later, okay? Deku logs off. Good riddance, asshole. Why do you bother with that asshole anyways? Bakugou asks from his desk. Kachan, he's not an asshole. Aren't you two friends? No. Where the fuck did you hear that? To Bakugou's great annoyance, Deku gives him a look like he doesn't believe him. He and I are not friends. Okay, Kachan, he says, face unchanging, tone annoying as fuck. What about you, huh? He jabs back. You like him or something? Bakugou watches with great amusement as Deku's face turned red. Oh, how the tables have turned. It's not like that, Kachan. Wow. Dumbass doesn't even know it himself. Okay, sure, he says disbelievingly as Deku groans. See how fucking annoying it is? He gets up. I'm going to the fucking gym. I'm coming with you. Bakugou turns to look at him, one eyebrow raised. I mean, can I come with you? Just this one time. I'm trying to... Blah, 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 blah. Bakugou blinks at him. Well, this is a surprise. Why the fuck does he want to work out now? It felt like it was just yesterday when Deku had to go to the nurse's office because he fucking collapsed on the side of the track. Oh, wait. It was yesterday. Bakugou can't even remember the last time Deku went out to the dorm for something other than classes. He can tell Deku's starting to get uncomfortable with the way he's fidgeting, so he says, do whatever the fuck you want. He picks up his bags and leaves, not waiting for Deku like the asshole he is. Halfway down the stairs, he stops to wonder if Deku even knows the fucking way to the gym. Well, fucker's not stupid. He could figure that out himself. Shoto, a voice calls from behind him. Could you help me up? Yeah. He calls back and turns his attention back to the monitor. Sorry, I have to go now. Midoriya smiles and waves goodbye, the same time Bakugou says, Good riddance, asshole! Friends of yours? His mom asks when he goes over to her side of the bed, one hand holding hers and the other on the small of her back. It's kind of difficult to classify them both, so he settles for, yeah. And he leads her out of the bed and into the kitchen. Do you want some tea? Please. She sits at the kitchen table. He sets up the tea kettle and waits as he prepares the leaves. A few moments later, the kettle begins to whistle, and Todoroki's eyes twitches at the sound. Thank you, Shoto. She folds her hands over the teacup, and they sit in silence for a while as she slowly brings it up to her lips. Blows, sips, blows, sips. Shoto? Would you... She starts, and Shoto notices, for the 100th time, how small and fragile she looks, with her blonde, nearly white hair framing her face. Eyes looking down at thin hands, holding the steaming cup in the middle of her chest, like she could cradle her own heart. Would you forgive your poor mother for everything she's done? Shoto is so stunned into silence, he doesn't say anything for a while. I know this apology is long overdue, she continues, but I've always regretted it. Always. What does he say to that? What can he say to that? If only I hadn't married your father, or maybe if I ran away as soon as I could with you. No, this isn't about him. If I hadn't been so weak-willed, and if I had... No, he shouts, and instantly feels a hint of guilt when she startles and looks up. It's not your fault, he insists. It's not. You always tried to protect me, even around him. So don't you dare start pushing all the blame on yourself, Mom. You tried to kill yourself because of him. Shoto, she says, voice heavy. I burned your eye. It wasn't your fault. He tries to counter, but he doesn't know who he's trying to convince. He can tell that she doesn't believe him anyways. It doesn't matter. He's still a shitty dad and a shitty husband, and you don't have to force yourself. She says gently. You don't have to forgive me now, either. I know your father is... I know, but 19 years of this won't be solved in a single talk. She sighs, like exhaling a little of her burden away, and smiles that 19-year-old smile. All I ask of you right now is to slow down. Take your time. Fall in love. Come in terms and make up with your past. I will be here for you. And if you ever want to forgive me, I will be here for that too. She takes one of her thin hands and places it on Shoto's, where it lays on the table, softly, fragile like a butterfly, landing, and he suddenly feels the strong urge to cry. But he doesn't. Shoto's hands relaxes at the touch. His mom's palm is still warm from the heat of the cup, and Shoto lets it rest there. Okay, alright. So the Kirishima and Bakugou ship is sailing. It's going. The train is going choo choo. What the fuck are we doing with Todoroki and Izuku? Because what the fuck was that call? No, actually, what the fuck was that call? What do you mean that they were just like very much just small talk? I'm sorry. What? I can't even say Jack. Like it's not even like they're like nerd flirting, because it's one thing to nerd flirt. I nerd flirt with my boyfriend 24/7. It is our one way of communication. Puns and nerd flirting. I'm joking. We talk more than just puns and stuff, but we do a lot of pun flirting and nerd flirting and you're a cute angle kind of situations. Anyways, but like, I'm sorry. That was rough to read. That was so rough to read. I also think it's really interesting, the dynamic between Todoroki and the rest of us, like the whole Todoroki family and all that. Okay, I don't think we've established what happened in Natsuo, because I know Fuyumi's in the army. Shoto, I think, is going in the army. I think Endeavor is a businessman. Rei is mentally unstable, which is understandable. What does she have? Why is she bedridden? Why was she hospitalized? What is it? I need to know. Is she dying? Does she have like cancer or some terminal illness? I need more. Give me more. And what happened to Natsuo? What about Toya? What happened to them? Where are they? Are they in the army too? Is this family just gonna become a family of army? Like, where are they? Is what I'm asking. You know, that's the true questions. Look. The relationship square situation has become so messy. I don't even want to touch that mess. And in fact, I want to switch gears. Can we talk about the Todoroki family? That's a mess I could handle. I don't know what's happening over here. I think the end game is Tododeku Kiribaku, but I'm not so sure, if I'm being honest. Also, Bakugou beating up someone for Izuku, and people talking about Bakugou saying like, hey, don't mess with Bakugou, or his pet, which obviously we should not call Izuku a pet, but let's be honest, it's people. Like, I think that's sweet, I think that's nice. I want more Wonder Duo like that. Maybe not just like relationship-wise, but just like friendship-wise, you know? Like, I need more of that. Like, please, feed me more of that. Okay. As always, my raindrops, make sure to eat, sleep, drink water, take your meds. Have a wonderful day or night. Link to my Discord server and socials are down in the description. Subscribe to see more of my content, and thank you so much for watching.